Good evening. Today is September 17th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is the new era of the Taiwan-U.S. relationship. Keith Krach visits Taiwan. The United States Undersecretary Keith Krach arrived in Taiwan at 5:21 p.m. This is the highest-ranking official from the U.S. to visit Taiwan in 41 years. His arrival creates a new historical record for the relationship between Taiwan and the United States. You can see this is Krach when he got off the charter flight. And also we can see that over here, he's kind of greeting the AIG director, Brent Christensen. And this is what we have the Songshan Airport. In particular, the spokesperson for the U.S. Department of State, Morgan Ortega, issued a statement of Krach visiting Taiwan in the early morning today. And the economic dialogue, arms sales to Taiwan, and lifting the ban of U.S. pork have become the highlight of today, too. Here are some points. I want to talk about spokesperson Ortega for talking about the announcement today, saying that U.S. Undersecretary Keith Krach will visit Taiwan to attend the memorial service for former President Lee Teng-hui. And she also emphasized that the U.S. will continue the strong bonds with Taiwan through shared political and economic value. Well, I think the so-called shared political and economic value is to rebut China, because Pompeo made a statement yesterday that the world has awakened. The tide has turned on global perception of Chinese threats. Therefore, I think what Ortega means is that the U.S. has common political and economic values with Taiwan, but not with China. Keith Krach proposed a new economic platform in May, and which is EPN, Economic Prosperity Network, with members, kind of including the members we're talking about U.S., Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, Australia, and India. Is it possible that Taiwan might join? Therefore, besides signing the BTA, join the EPN will be another highlight for the U.S.-Taiwan dialogue. As for arms sales, according to Reuters, you know that the U.S. will carry out a new wave of arms sales to Taiwan, which may have 7 major items, including cruise missiles, drones, and the high-mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS. I think that pursuing 7 military systems at once is very, very rare. This is also a gesture of the United States to show China that they don't care about the so-called A-17 communique, 817公报. As for U.S. pork, CCC head Chen Shizhong started the first stop of the demonstration of the U.S. pork label today in the well-known Dihuajie street market. Well, look at this. We can see that this is CCC head Ah Zhong attending the activity today. This is we're talking about the pork, and this is how we label it. I want to talk about, although there was a saying today that Krach will not preside over the economic and trade dialogue because the oppose of the USTR, the United States Trade Representative. USTR wants to handle the talk themselves. However, I don't think this is a big deal because Taiwan and the U.S. will still communicate in the form of pre-dialogue tomorrow. Except U.S. Undersecretary State, we're talking about Krach, and Assistant Secretary of State for Democracy and Human Rights, Robert Destro, also visit Taiwan today. I want to say, Undersecretary State talking about Krach and Assistant Secretary Destro, Taiwan welcome you. To be honest, I'm not worried about the epidemic prevention program for Krach delegation. What I'm curious about is what will he bring to the negotiating table? What will he offer to Taiwan? Of course, I'm also curious about China's possible further reactions besides conducting the military exercise at East China Sea today. Without KMT's participation in the Strait Forum, 海峡论坛 that hold on September 20th, what will the chairman of the Chinese People Political Consultative Conference, Wang Yang, say? Here are the top stories. Today we have 3 confirmed cases. They are all imported cases. They came back to Taiwan from the United Kingdom, Myanmar, and the Philippines. It is official. We want to talk about the U.S. highest level official to visit Taiwan today. The U.S. Department of State made an announcement early morning today, and it said that Keith Krach is one of the 6 undersecretaries in the U.S. Department of State, will be the highest-ranking official from the department to visit Taiwan since U.S.-Taiwan broke in ties in 1979. Also, the U.S. Department of State said Krach will attend former President Lee Teng-hui's memorial service on September 19th. It said that the United States honors President Lee's legacy by continuing our strong bonds with Taiwan and its vibrant democracy through shared political and economic values. Besides that, MOFA welcomes Krach's visit. MOFA spokesperson Joanne Oh said that Taiwan is glad to see that the U.S. is sending Krach to Taiwan to discuss ways to strengthen bilateral economic ties. We believe the latest visit will deepen the close economic tie between Taiwan and the United States. On the other hand, China did another provocation to Taiwan. You can see from the map the Chinese fighter into Taiwan's ADIZ on September 16. According to Taiwan Ministry of Defense, the 2 Chinese anti-submarine aircraft flew around the same airspace of Taiwan's southwest coast and were driven away by Taiwan Air Force. China's action was likely to denounce the U.S. for supporting Taiwan. Well, I want to share with you, and here we can see from the map. This is the picture of People's Liberation Army fighter jet into Taiwan's ADIZ. You can see that from the map, this is Taiwan, and over here is the Dongsha Island, and 2 China's anti-submarine aircraft just flew over here. This is we're talking about southwest part of our ADIZ. There's a big news today. I want to say about that regarding arms sales to Taiwan. Reuters published an article with the title, Exclusive, U.S. Pushes Arms Sales Surge to Taiwan, Needling China. It said that the U.S. plans to sell 7 major weapon systems, including mines, cruise missiles, and drones to Taiwan. Washington had been eager to create a military counterbalance to Chinese force and building on an effort as known as Fortress Taiwan. That's how we translated 堡垒 Taiwan. Well, in these arms sales items, I want to emphasize 2 items. One of them is the Sea Guardian drone. This is Sea Guardian drone, which can be in the sky for 24 hours, which is beneficial to Taiwan to surveil China aircrafts. And the second is the HIMARS, and it is the rocket that can shut down and also shot with a range of 42 kilometers. Additionally, Taiwan has made a major step in the United Nations. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Keith Krach had a lunch with James Lee Guangzhang, the director of the Taipei Economic and Culture Office in New York. Well, this is what they have lunch together, and this was the first meeting between a top Taiwan official and the United States ambassador to the UN. And Keith Krach also said that it really is a shame because Taiwan should be able to participate in the UN affairs just like everyone else. If the U.S. doesn't stand up to China, then who's going to when it comes to Taiwan? Also, as Yoshihide Suga Jian become the Prime Minister of Japan, Taiwan Presidential Office congratulated him. Spokesperson Zhang Zhenhan said that Suga has long been a supporter of Taiwan, and as Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary often stated that Taiwan and Japan share fundamental values such as freedom, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. And for former Japan Prime Minister Yoshiro Mori will attend the former President Lee Teng-hui's memorial. And you can see that here, Yoshiro Mori will visit Taiwan for the second time in 2 months as a government envoy. He will lead a parliamentary delegation to Taiwan on September 18th. That will be tomorrow on the charter flight and attend a memorial service in the next day. In the end, I want to share with you that Taiwan posted a 26-second video show, Taiwan Can Help, in Times Square in the United States on September 15th. Well, you can see over here, this is a photo, and these photos of people wearing the mask that are made in Taiwan. And it said, Taiwan can help. So you can see that Taiwan is walking all over to the world. Well, that is very important. Also about Undersecretary Keith Krach visiting Taiwan tomorrow. He's going to meet the President Tsai. So what will happen tomorrow? We'll have a special news on that. So please tune in. I'm Catherine Chang. This is The View with Catherine Chang. I'll see you tomorrow.